Welcome back to Consider This. We're speaking tonight to Dato' Chong Sin Woon, the SecGen for MCA. Now they're fresh off a General Assembly meeting, and we want to get a sense from you, coming back to what you said just before the break. You said that you talked a little bit about the anger of the Chinese community. Now I want to get a sense of your read, your diagnosis of the current situation. What exactly is the Chinese community saying to you that you're listening to on the ground?
Well, when I say about the angry of the Chinese community, it is shared amongst the Malay and Indian as well. First, of course, the fulfillment of the promises made by Pakatan, especially on Chinese community, when they say they were going to recognize UEC easily as compared to us. That didn't work. They wanted to have a fair treatments to all Chinese schools. That didn't work. Whatever allocation that we have been given, the same amount are being tabled in the parliament. So nothing really, of course, they give extra to the independence Chinese school, that I recognize. Okay. But out of that, nothing really moved. Of course, the economy is in a bad shape now. The bursa is plunging, the value of ringgit. So people are living, after GST, they say, take away the GST, you're going to have lower price, people are going to have happy life after Pakatan takes over. The toll is still there, liners, for that matters, the Chinese really angry about liners. But now they say it's safe. We also keep the everything
so they're starting to sound like Barisan National.
Yeah, I mean, if you
and I say that seriously, I don't mean that in a mocking way. What I want to know is there a problem with Malaysian politics that when you come to power, that the kind of trade-offs that you have to make, especially to the civil service, to kind of ethno-nationalist ideology, that actually makes moving on things like UEC and all very different. Because the narrative about what Malaysia is hasn't changed. So whether it's the MCA or whether it is Chinese representatives within the Pakatan Harapan, they're all going to face the same problem. They cannot move this country in a different direction.
It can be moved, and it has a progressive during our time. Why the Chinese are so angry? Because they have promised the moon and the stars, and that didn't work out for the past 18 months. And if you ask me, the same as I say, share with all Malaysians, are the economic issue. Bread and butter issue still the main issue. So when Pakatan's the government went down for Tanjung Piai, trying to explain the price of the palm oil, and saying that 1,000 ringgit is enough for you to live in kampong, and that really triggered the angers. So when
and that's not specific to the Chinese community. This is
exactly, I say share among all the rackyats, and we entering into the second weeks, they really target on Najib Razak together with Reject Singh because of the court case, on Hudud issue, on Jawi, and that all didn't work. And that shows how the angles of the peoples, cover all these issues.
All right, I also kind of want to know, in a sense that if you've acknowledged this is what you're hearing from the Chinese community, is MCA now going to be a better representative for what the Chinese community wants?
Well, that is our challenge. That is what MCA should do, is not only attacking or criticizing the government policy. We have to come up with our own policies. What if MCA is in power? What should you do on palm oil price, on the education issues, on all the progressive, on women's, on environmental issues? It is us now transforming on talking policy and issue as alternative, rather than bashing the government every day.
Okay, I wanted to ask you this. I mean, this is your, from a party that actually established modern Malaysia, right? So this is, you were in some ways the MCA was a linchpin for our independence and so on and so forth. But there's been a real decline. And the Chinese voters, or actually Malaysian voters who would have to vote in those constituencies, have abandoned the MCA. I mean, Tanjung Piai, you doubled your representation in Parliament from 1 to 2, which is not something to crow about, right, in many ways. So the question is, why the decline? What exactly was part of that decline, and can that be arrested, reversed, changed?
Well, if you ask me, it's really about the balancing in Barisan Nasional, which is true that UMNO is superpower. It's so powerful that they sometimes ignore the component parties. The main party like MCA and MIC, so if you're talking about the Sabah and Sarawak, they were even worse. So when you have one major strong party that sometimes really didn't take into consideration of other races, and that slowly erode our support. And then the thing that we table in the parliament, or I would say in the cabinet, sometimes didn't go well. You know, rejection, like what you say, back to those Barisan National Days. So this change of government last year give us a new breath. We really have to forget everything and start from beginnings again.
But is UMNO reformed? Can UMNO change? UMNO is seeking support from PAS to strengthen an ethno-nationalist core within the Muafakat Nasional.
And are you still a junior party in the coalition?
Well, junior or senior, it's really about support that you have. Historically, yes, okay, we are three parties that formed this country, we got independence, but it was history. Let's talk about how much support do you have. Let's be realistic. If we still only like 3 or 4 seats and you claim that yourself you're equal party, don't make a joke. In politics, we are talking about numbers. So if we want to take back the position of a core party, a respected party, we need to get back the support, especially the Chinese community, since we are contesting in most Chinese majority seats. So whatever you say about all this, as a party, of course, MCA is trying to reform further. Recently, we just passed an amendment of constitution that we open up our membership to a non-Chinese to become associate members. That is a big change for MCA. A lot of veterans would not agree on this, but we say moving forward, we didn't only want to get support from the Chinese, we want to get support from every single Malaysians, regardless of race and religions. That's why, if you ask me, will UMNO change? That question you should ask UMNO. But as far as MCA is concerned, we wanted UMNO to change, we wanted MIC to change, we wanted Barisan to change. And as a partner, as a senior partner, formed from day one, we wanted everything to move back to the core value that we believe before this.
Can I touch on that? So MCA, members of MCA have voted to lower the membership age from 18 to 16 now to allow non-Chinese Malaysians to become affiliate members without voting rights. So right now you've got just over 1 million members in MCA.
Right.
You talked about pushback coming from the veterans. So talk to me about the rationale of lowering the voting age.
Lowering because we have amended the constitutions, you know, for allowing 18 years old all Malaysians to vote.
Why non-Chinese Malaysians now? Are you trying to become more like Gerakan?
Nah, don't compare with Gerakan, okay? Let's compare with PKR, is better. Now, what we're trying to do is...
But PKR would have full members. Yeah. They wouldn't be associate members. PAS has associate members as well, right?
Yeah.
They have their club.
That's right.
Sokongan.
That's right. For us to move to that, it will be very difficult. Okay. Because as I say, the veterans who have built the party for so many years, they safeguard the Chinese rights. You know, that's what MCA perceive. So moving, it was the idea mooted by us back to year 2015, 2016, when I was the youth chief. So now that the party starting to amend our constitution to allow this to happen, that is a big, giant leap for the party. And you know that when the seats that we won is a mixed seats, most of them. So we have Chinese, Malay, and Indian and others to support this. So why only we confine to the Chinese community? And once we have associate member, let's say we have a handsome number of them joining us, then we can have a dialogue. Then we can have a talk to understand more about the non-Chinese. If not, MCA would only focus on Chinese issue, the education issues, the Chinese culture issue, and that wouldn't really match with the new Malaysian that we have now. The younger generation would not want to see more racial lines in politics.
All right, we're going to come back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.